The following may contain language that is not suitable for all audiences.
Hey everybody, thank you for finding us here on the Low Fact Podcast.
Hey, that's it.
Okay.
I was going to say what's up, and then I decided to, I don't know, man.
You're all just, hey. So here's the thing. What do you think about the idea, you know how people always talk about they want to fix problems, the idea of fixing problems from the inside.
Okay.
What do you think about that philosophy?
I think if you're trying to fix problems on the inside, you're probably going to get infected.
No, from the inside.
That's what I said.
That's what you meant, but you said on the inside.
Oh, from the end. Yeah, I think if it's a nice idea, but I think probably you'll get infected.
Yeah, I'm not a big believer in that philosophy either. I don't see how it's possible to become part of an organization, get in, get whatever it is, get proficient at it, or be within an organization, and then get to a position where you could make some changes, and then at that point be like, okay, now I'm going to make some changes.
You're either going to get like corrupted, or you're going to get like ostracized and ejected.
I don't necessarily think that you're going to be corrupted. I mean,
if it's corrupt, right, then you're going to get corrupted.
You're leaping to all kinds of conclusions here that don't need to be made. Right?
I'm assuming it's like corrupt. Like the fixing thing is that it's like deep corruption that you're trying to fix.
Yeah, and if you're gonna try that, then you're failed because it's never gonna happen.
What?
Like if you're this fiery outsider, college student, whatever, being like, I'm going to fix the government because it's so corrupt.
Yeah.
Well,
which I like that idea.
Yeah, and you're going to lose, fail, not succeed because the government isn't this monolithic thing. It's a bunch of people.
What your point being? What?
It's a bunch of people who all have their self-interest. Now, so it's not like this monolithic thing. It's not. I hate using this example, but it's not the Borg with one mind that goes in one direction.
Are you Hobbesian? I was just reading about Hobbes.
I have no idea. What short brutish?
No, he just believed that people were fundamentally self-interested. This is in the
then yes.
1700s he came up with this.
Then yes.
So he was like ahead of his time. He was like...
No, he was not.
So yeah. So he's like self-interest above everything else.
And always. That's not negative.
I find it negative.
You find it negative because you're thinking about it in a one-dimensional way. Right? It always suits your self-interest to live. Correct?
Well, yeah.
And, benefit and benefit yourself in the first person. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
What if you have children?
Well, then you got to look after them too.
Well, no, what I'm saying is, if you have children, then all of a sudden it becomes the idea of subsuming yourself, even sacrificing yourself for the sake of those children, all of a sudden becomes something that is part of your self-interest.
Okay.
So instead of being like, oh no, I can't run into that fire because I'll get hurt. What if you have kids and they're sitting there? Just about everybody thinks, well, I will brave that fire and pull my little ones out, which is, It's a great ennobling thought, but most of you that think that, you're lying to yourself. Fire's fucking hot. People are cowards. And I've said this many times. There was a guy in Texas about 10 years ago now, almost maybe, who was basically electrocuted because his neighbors didn't like him and he was a coward. He was executed.
Yeah. Because, well, what about all of them? They weren't running in. All those other people, they didn't run in.
But if I had the opportunity... You know damn sure I would. Mm-hmm. That's the statement.
Yeah.
That's
That's people.
Yeah. What was that? Everybody thinks they're smart. Everybody thinks that they're brave, or what's the better one that's supposedly attributed to Mike Tyson? I don't know if he actually said it or not, but
Oh, yeah, everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the face.
that's a great statement.
Yeah, he might have said that. Because, I mean...
But if you're a boxer, then that kind of falls flat on its face, right? If you're actually a boxer, you're in a match, then you're going to get punched in the face.
Right.
So,
I don't think he was talking about boxers.
if that, but then again, it's true.
He's probably talking about, like, your average layperson.
No, it's true. It doesn't matter who you are. You always have a plan until the proverbial shit hits the proverbial fan.
Yeah.
And then it's on. And then what you do in those moments, that's who you are.
Ugh.
So, the guy who couldn't bring himself to run into a burning building after to rescue his kids, and there was enough evidence for reasonable doubt in my mind whether or not he set the fire or not. But everybody decided that they didn't like him, and everybody decided that he was a coward because he didn't run in, he must have set the fire. And my point is, you know what? That's not an easy thing to do.
Dude, people are cunts.
Yeah, but they're also pretty decent. We're a mixed bag, which is the good thing. We're not all one thing, not all the other. That's why it's so hard to characterize people. The only people you can do that to are people in plays and movies. And even then, actors want to play them in such a way so that they have depth.
I still love movies, but I've kind of, I don't know.
I think the quality of movies has gone down a little bit. There's many, what's the word?
I don't know.
There's many reasons. Many people believe that there are many different reasons for why.
Movies have gone downhill?
Yeah. Like, the one.
I think the quality of writing isn't what it was.
Well, one of the proposed explanations is the emergence of China as a major market for movies, or international, where these are people where English is not their first language, or they're not very proficient in English. So instead of writing these dialogue-filled whatever things, you want to have stuff that's just visually cool.
Well, that theory kind of makes sense.
But I think you can have both.
I just think that the writing is, maybe it doesn't. Well, before China, that was already going on, just the big blockbusters. But you think it's particularly China, or because of international? That's not my theory. No.
But I personally think that the big visual extravaganzas have been going on because they've been raising the prices of movies so much.
So people want to get more bang for their buck.
Well, don't you?
Yeah.
I mean, how would you feel if you went to a restaurant and paid $40 for a 2-ounce cheeseburger?
I wouldn't be very happy.
Exactly. You'd much rather go to Golden Corral or some other buffet and pay $16 and eat until you explode.
By the way, they need to bring fucking buffets back.
They do. Actually, let's talk about that next time.
Okay, we'll talk about it next time.
Well, we'll just talk about... here's the prep up. We live in California, and I believe it is now time to give our fair state a grade.
Oh, can I give it an F?
You can give it whatever you want, but you're going to have to back it up because we are not... We are in a liberal artsy
Oh,
type...
wait, is this an American grading system or a New Zealand grading system?
It doesn't really matter, does it?
What is a C- in America?
A C- in the high school that I went to?
Uh-huh.
Like the lowest thing you could get and still get a C is a 77.
Oh, no, I'm talking about a fail grade.
An F?
Yeah.
An F in the high school I went to was anything under 70. So if
And you guys don't have Ds, right?
No, we did. D was 76 to 70. F was 69 and below. A was 100 to 93.
Well, in that case, I'm giving California an F.
Okay, well, tune in tomorrow and find out why.